What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Apex Legends video. Before the video starts, I want to encourage you to leave your thoughts down below or to follow me on Twitch to talk to me live about the changes coming to Apex. So, as I was finishing up the first draft of this script, the patch notes got released, and I had to do the whole thing over again with some pretty big rewrites because we got a ton of new info. So, if you guys enjoy what I do, please don't forget to subscribe. I put a ton of work into these videos, and I always try to improve my content for you guys. With that out of the way, let's jump in. First, let's talk about Horizon. I mentioned her in my last video, but today we're taking time to discuss her abilities, how she could affect the meta, and how I think she'll best be utilized. Keep in mind, as of this recording, I have not had an opportunity to play as her, so I will be relying on what other creators have said about her, as well as her official character trailer and the patch notes. Horizon's passive, Spacewalk, gives you increased air control and reduces the impact of falls thanks to her custom spacesuit. So, if you jump from a great height, which is even more likely to happen on Olympus, or you hit a jump pad, you'll be able to move through the air more effectively, and you'll be able to start sprinting freely faster than any other legend. Her tactical is the gravity lift. It reverses the flow of gravity, lifting players upward and boosting them out when they exit. I think this is the most exciting part of her kit for two reasons. It's going to offer a really interesting new movement dynamic that we haven't really seen in Apex yet, allowing you to push and reposition vertically, quickly, and effectively. Two, you could use it offensively by throwing it at a well-positioned enemy team to force them into the air and out of cover. It's also worth remembering that this is a 15-second cooldown, so you'll be using it a lot, at least you should be. Horizon's ultimate is the Black Hole. Deploy Newt, your robotic companion, to create a micro black hole that pulls players in towards it. From what I've seen, this one is going to be a little difficult to use effectively. The obvious uses are pulling players out of cover or pinning them for some easy shots, but there are some counters to it, namely any other movement legend. Pathfinder, Wraith, and Octane can use their abilities to quickly get out of Newt's pull. There are some defensive capabilities with this ult, namely dropping it behind you to escape a chase or in a door to buy you some time. Obviously, you could also use it in conjunction with other legends like Gibby or Caustic to pin your enemies in your teammate's ultimate. I think Horizon is going to be a good addition to the game because she'll introduce another way to solve problems. I also think she'll be best suited with a heavy and a defensive type legend like a Gibraltar Watson team because her movement complements both of them, and her ultimate really works well with that heavy ultimate. Next up, let's talk patch notes. Guys, there are some big changes coming. The first 2 weeks of Season 7 will be exclusively on Olympus, no surprise there. After that, we'll rotate between Olympus and World's Edge, with King's Canyon being vaulted. RIP King's Canyon, guys. I'm honestly pretty sad. I mean, this is the map we started out with. I know that some people have some problems with it. Maybe it's a little too cramped, maybe there are too many third parties, but I actually really like King's Canyon, although I do get why they're doing it. For all my ranked grinders, the first ranked split will be on Olympus, the second on World's Edge. So, let's talk Legends. There are a lot of changes coming to a bunch of characters, guys, so let's just jump right in. Let's start off with a big one. Pathfinder, our favorite friendly robot. For one, he's getting a rework to his hitbox. His new hitbox is slightly bigger, a little bit taller, to more accurately reflect his character model. Not only, though, is he getting a hitbox change, he's actually getting a buff to his grapple. I know a lot of you are going to be happy with this one. So, the grapple cooldown is still dependent on distance, but the max cooldown is down from 35 seconds to 30 seconds, and the distance needed to max that out has nearly doubled. Playtesters have said that they were averaging closer to 20-25 second cooldowns, which seems pretty balanced to me. Hopefully we'll be seeing more Pathfinders in the game. I've actually always thought that he brings a lot of utility to the team. Next up, Mirage. This one is exciting to me because I actually have a lot of fun playing Mirage. Our resident Bamboozler is getting an interesting change to his ult. Now, decoys will have 45 health. But it's important to remember, even though they have health, they will not shield you from fire. I repeat, these guys are not body blocking shots for you. Bullets will travel through them and they will flicker briefly to indicate that they're decoys. We will have to wait and see how this looks in game, but I'm excited about this change. I think that maybe we'll see more Mirages. Next up is a big one, Caustic, our favorite sociopath. Caustic's gas will no longer blur vision. However, damage has increased from 4 to 10 to 6 to 12. Guys, this is huge for caustic mains. So let me just clarify. When you get hit by caustic gas, you will no longer have blurry vision, you will still be slowed, and the damage will go from 6, starting from when you first get hit, to 12 if you stay in the gas for too long. Having a caustic on the team just got a lot easier. Fighting a caustic, however, I don't know. The gas still slows you and the extra damage is pretty big, but I think it'll be interesting to see how this one works out in game. I think that maybe we'll be seeing more caustics in Season 7. Loba is the last legend with a significant change in my opinion. Her black market will now be able to pick up ammo without it counting towards your loot count. So, you could pick up an R99, all the light ammo in range, and a shield battery. This is definitely going to help her team utility. But to be fair, I'm not sure if anyone is becoming a Loba main because of this. We'll see. These next legend changes aren't as big as my opinion, so let's just fly through them. Bang's ultimate now takes 6 seconds to explode after landing instead of the previous 8 seconds. Octane's passive has doubled. It heals him at 1 HP per second instead of half an HP per second. Again, is anybody becoming an Octane main because of this change? I'm sure everybody who plays him already will actually have a lot of fun with this, but I don't know. Not a huge change to him in my opinion. Next up, Watson. Her fences now do 15 damage instead of 10. And finally, Rampart. Rampart walls now take 3 seconds to build instead of the previous 4. And Sheila now takes 1.25 seconds to spin up instead of 2. A lot of changes to the legends in this update, guys. Let me know what you think. Also, I want to remind you I stream every Thursday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m. PST on Twitch. So if you want to come by and talk more about these changes, I would love to have you. Let's talk weapon changes. The big one is obviously the R99 coming back to the floor in its pre-season 6 form, by the way. I was kind of surprised it didn't get a nerf, honestly, but we'll see if it gets one later on. The Prowler is going back into the package, no surprises there. It's going in with no damage changes though. It's basically going in as if it were gold, which I'm a little surprised for. I think I'm still going to be running the 99, honestly. The new gold weapons for Season 7 are going to be the Wingman, the Sentinel, Havoc, G7, and the Alternator. Not much to say here. I'm a little underwhelmed. Other than the Wingman, I'm probably going to be running a 99, but the Sentinel change is kind of interesting considering the other changes that they made to it that I'll get to in a second. The Hemlock is getting a recoil increase in burst mode, and the multiplier for the headshots is changing from 2 to 1.75. So if you're going up against a legend who doesn't have a helmet yet, you'll be hitting them in the head for 39 instead of 44. Havoc got an updated recoil pattern, making it easier to control, which I do not understand. I feel like the Havoc was actually in a pretty good place in Season 6. The L-Star got a new recoil pattern, and the venting time has gone down. I feel like the L-Star is really undervalued. I feel like not enough people pick it up. It's a little weird. It's kind of like an SMG, kind of an LMG. The hip fire on that thing is nuts though, so maybe this will give it more utility. We'll see. The Sentinel got a big buff. The Energized Sentinel will now do pure damage instead of bonus shield damage. So, charging the Sentinel will actually have some use this season. It's also worth remembering, like we saw in the trailer, the Energized Sentinel will disable a Trident. I don't know how often we'll be seeing this in game, but I think this is a good change for the life of the gun. The Triple Take also got a small change to the fire rate, but it's so small it's hardly even worth mentioning. It goes from 1.12 to now 1.13. Last weapon change I want to talk about is the new quick draw hop up for the RE45 and the Wingman. It increases ADS speed, reduces hip fire spread, and makes raise and lower time faster. An interesting hop up, I think we'll be seeing this on the Wingman a lot. I don't know if people are going to be running the RE45 with this hop up like we were looking for the Alternator with Disruptor rounds. I think I'll probably be running the Wingman with this hop up instead of the Skull Piercer rounds, just because I feel like this one's just more reliable. So let's talk Evo shields. This is a big one. The damage required to go from no shield to a white shield has doubled from 50 to 100. White to blue, 150 from 125. Blue to purple is now 300 from 250, and purple to red, this is big, 750 instead of 500. Guys, I don't know if you guys can do the math here, but don't worry, I'll do it for you. That's an additional 375 damage to go from no shield to a red shield. This change is an effort from Respawn to reduce the number of red shields late in game, but I think that this is just going to end up benefiting better players more. If you're playing aggressively, you're going to get that red shield easy, no problem. But if you're playing more conservatively, it's going to be really hard for you to get that red shield. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. There are a few more bug fixes or changes that I didn't include, but the link to the patch notes are down below in the description. Make sure you comment and let me know what you think is the biggest change coming in Season 7 of Apex Legends. And make sure you follow me on Twitch. I want to remind you I stream every Thursday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you could come by and talk to me more about Apex Season 7. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.